Hello, good day to you, Trisha. I'm making this video in response to your Ask Trisha thing, whereby you ask people to submit questions to you or maybe do a video response. First off, my name's Tristan. I live in Plymouth, which is one of the more underrated cities in the UK. It's a really cool, chilled out city. It's got a university. It's by the sea. It's got a lot of interesting things happening in it, but people don't seem to appreciate it. You don't hear about it that much. But there's a lot of funky, cool things happening there. I like it, and I think we've got to fight. People have got to fight to make sure that people notice it. How you might have heard of it is the Mayflower, what sailed to America and landed on Plymouth Rock. Well, it's called that because the Mayflower Steps, where it set sail from, they're in Plymouth. So that's a bit about Plymouth. Well, I'm Tristan. I've graduated in politics, and I'm a big fan of music. Movies, and a few other things. I won't go into those things right now. Nothing too weird, don't worry about that. Okay, so that's me. I find your videos cool. I think you're an individual. You seem like a real person, and you seem nice. So I noticed you on YouTube, and you gave this Ask Trisha thing. So yeah, I already sent you an email basically asking you to review a film. I'll talk later about that. Inspired by you, I'm actually going to do my own blog spot. I'm going to review stuff like songs mainly. I'm going to hype up songs which I think don't get noticed but perhaps should be. Anyway, on to my big question. I have a question because there's something that I don't seem to understand. It's one of life's great mysteries, and maybe you can understand it, maybe not, but it seems to be this great mystery. I mean, it's like, it's like the changing of the seasons or the tides of the sea. It's something nobody seems to understand, and it's this. Why do certain guys believe certain women are out of their leagues? It's like a guy will be in a bar, and he'll see a girl who he thinks is cute, but he'll say, nah, she's out of my league. I mean, why? Why believe that? I mean, there's enough nasty people, there's enough bullies in this world, already without people furthering the problem by saying that crap about themselves. I personally don't believe that there is a league system. I don't think anybody's out of anybody else's league. I think it's just this way. Normally I would say it was a form of bullying. You might say something nasty to someone to say, "Hi, you fancy her? She's out your league. You'll never get her." But the thing is, I've got good-looking, intelligent friends. Guys who would be good catches, and they see women who are blatantly available, but they don't go for them. Instead, what they'll go for is some girl who they don't like, who they don't get on with, who they're not attracted to, because they simply believe that's all they're going to get, and that ends up being a miserable relationship. I mean, and it makes you feel repressed, and I just think that that's wrong. Why would people say this about themselves, especially when there seems to be no visible reason? Like I say, some of my friends are really good-looking guys, and they're intelligent. I mean, the kind of guys that girls are screaming out for. I mean, why the hell would anybody construct an oppressive system for themselves? It's like slaves saying, "Oh yeah, I want to go back into slavery." I don't understand that. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. Anyway, I just thought I'd air that question. About a few of your other videos, I know you were very, very upset recently because some people gave you abusive remarks over a satire video you did on Arnold Schwarzenegger. Unfortunately, the world we live in today, people like to think they know a lot, they like to think they're well informed. Unfortunately, they're not. Unfortunately, we live in a society which takes things too literally and does not understand intelligent satire. I'll give you an example of this. About 10 years ago in England, there was a show called Bra's Eye, which was a spoof documentary show. It was like a make-believe documentary show, and they did some really good things. Like they had an episode about drugs, and it was a make-believe show, but it made out that it was serious, and they got a load of celebrities to make a film about a drug that didn't exist called cake, but these celebrities did believe it existed, and they made idiots of themselves by talking about a drug which didn't exist. Anyway, they did one episode about the issue of paedophiles. Now, there had been hysteria in the UK over the paedophile issue because this girl had been murdered by a paedophile, and the press seized upon it, and as we all know, fear sells. And there was this mass hysteria about there being a paedophile on every street corner. It just went out of control. And this documentary was a satire, and it was making fun of not paedophiles, not the issue, but the way the media and people reacted to it. And people reacted exactly how, that you might predict they did. They took the show literally, and they made death threats against the presenter. They wanted it to be banned, and he went into hiding. The show was banned, and the channel that screened it had to apologise. And I just think that's censorship of the worst kind. And I also think that if people don't like something, they should just turn it off. What I'm saying is, I liked your video, I appreciated it, but unfortunately, we don't live in an age where people are intelligent enough to actually use their fucking brains. Instead, they just want to take out their insecurities on someone and be uninformed. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. So humour has to be a bit more subtle. It's got to say something without... I mean, you should have the right to be offensive. Unfortunately, you don't. But, when something is done very subtly, like The Office, that kind of works for me. Another one of your videos, you mentioned you are Hungarian. Good on you. Good on you. I've been to Hungary. I don't know if you've been there. Budapest is a fucking happening city. I actually went on a theme holiday. It was a railway holiday. I learnt to work the railways. I had a very good train driving experience. It's very exciting it was. And I can give you a few Hungarian words. Nugati is north. Kaleti is west. Obviously, Yo Napotkavarnak, that's hello. It's a very, very complicated language. I had a very difficult time understanding the language. But I think you're fucking cool because you're Hungarian. I think you're cool anyway. But, I just had the best time in Budapest. Went to some great coffee houses. Lebegio, also that's chairlift. It's another word for you. Saw some great architecture and did some interesting things. Like I say, I've got hobbies, but I don't want to admit too much what they are at the moment because I don't know you. I don't know that many people on YouTube, so I won't admit what those hobbies are. Nothing weird. It's just some people might think they were geeky. So if you ever get the chance, seriously, go to Budapest. It's a fucking good place. And next time I video you, I will recommend some movies to you. There are some films that I think are good, but should see a wider audience. And you've got a lot of followers, so if you did a review of them, say what you thought, you might like them, you might not. It would bring them to people's attention, and you'd enjoy watching them. Anyway, that's all from me for now. Hope you've enjoyed my video. Feel free to check out my other videos. One of them I made when I was drunk. I'm not too proud of it. One of them's making fun of Chris Crocker, and one of them's I am pretty angry when I say it. But it's against people what say, no offence. Sometimes people bully each other, and that's wrong. But what makes it doubly wrong is when people say something nasty and then say, oh, I wasn't trying to be offensive. Well, yes, you were. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said it. So, and that's what my video's about. And I made another video. I don't know if you watch the X Factor. Cheryl Cole is a judge on the upcoming series. It's sort of like American Idol. But she was from a British city called Newcastle. They have a very obscure accent. She got fired. And it's a sort of joke video in the Newcastle accent complaining about her being fired. So anyway, I hope you watch this video and hope we can talk. But keep on making those videos and don't take no shit off no one. Don't let anyone get to you, babe. Okay? See you later. Bye!